Sounds
don't
good.
realize how important the baseboards are. Just to
Oh,
clean
when
those.
you see a layer of dust, it
Yeah.
just makes you wonder, did you ever clean your home?
I probably tell every seller to clean their baseboards.
Now you bring up a great point because baseboards, especially if a family's lived in it or they had pets or whatever, they get dinged up, they get dirty. You know
Right.
what makes it look great? Fresh paint.
Yeah.
Paint your walls, ceilings, doors, and trim. You know, sometimes people want to be cheap and they're like, hey, Katie, I just need you to do touch-up painting. You know what it looks like? It looks like touch-up painting. It looks cheap and it looks ghetto. Like, just paint your
Well,
walls.
especially if the light hits right, all you see are spots.
Yes,
Yeah,
at
you gotta
night
do
is
that.
the best time when you see all the spots.
Well, the paint gets old.
Yeah.
After a while, it just doesn't look the same. You're not going to be able to match it.
Sometimes sellers will say, well, I just want to paint my walls, not my ceilings. And I'm like, do you see all that funk on the air vent, return air vent, right? Like, you need to paint those. Paint is like your number one. It also helps, you know, if a house has a smell, right? New
Oh,
paint,
if
new
there's
paint.
smoke, yeah, I can imagine.
Oh no, smoke's a whole different animal. That's like a whole nother podcast.
Is
okay?
it really?
Yeah,
I'm
totally.
not going to touch that one then.
No, we're not gonna go there.
No, do not go there.
But you know, maybe we just lived in it real hard. You know, we had teenage boys. Teenage boys are stinky, and so
Interesting.
sometimes new carpet, new paint, so good for the smell too, right? You know.
So
Just a
you
few
got the
pro tips.
GC thing down, interior design.
Yeah.
You know the colors, what sells,
We can,
ROI.
yeah, we can do it all. So if you have a designer, we can work with your designer. If you want us to do design, we can. You know, if it's what I call a tier 1 house, you know, inexpensive, let's say in San Antonio, maybe like 400, 450 or less, we know what to do. You know, you don't have to do fancy stuff, a level 1 granite, you know, basic materials, but the finishes need to be reflective of the price point, right? Fancier houses, you need fancier stuff.
Sure.
You know, prettier counters. I'm looking at a house right now that's in Terrell Hills, and it's a $3 million house. It needs quartzite with Ogie edging. Like, it needs pretty stuff, right? So it just needs to be reflective of the neighborhood. Don't over improve, but do the things that matter to get you good money back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the biggest objection we get whenever we're advising sellers to make these updates are
I don't want to spend money.
the money factor,
Of
right?
course, yeah.
So tell us how you can help on that.
Oh, so good. Okay, so I've learned a lot over the last 3 years, and at first you would just give people, okay, it's gonna be $20,000. They go, I don't pay $20,000. Why would I spend $20,000, Katie? I want to put that in my next house. You have to show them value, right?
Definitely.
And people kind of like give you this deer in headlights look if you give them too much information. Like, my head's gonna explode, right? So break it down in simplest form. I can put this much money in your pocket when you sell it as is, or I can put this much money in your pocket if you invest. Which would you like to learn about? And of course, the invest is usually more because I can sell your house for more. Comps show that, right?
And faster.
And faster, because that's
Faster.